So, uh, speak. That's all. That'll be a nice place to sit down and eat. You won't have to eat out in the hallway. The break. I'm going to give you the room assignments right now, so you may want to just take those down. 114 is chemistry. 114, and these are all going to be to the left. As you walk out and go down where the restrooms are to the left, these rooms follow that hallway. 126 is math. 127 is physics. 131 is biology. And do we have some engineering faculty here? Okay, engineering will be in 139. Repeating 114 chemistry, 126 math, 127 physics, 131 biology, and 139 will be engineering if needed. And if there's only 3 or 4 for engineering, if you would prefer to go into math or physics or one of the other areas, we welcome that, whichever you'd like to do. There's not a lot of, we noticed that there were not a lot of engineering faculty here or advisors. So that aspect, we just kind of wanted to make sure you had an option of either having a room to yourself and answering the questions that will be posed this afternoon in the breakout sessions. So I think maybe you'll want to start there, but it's going to be a small group, and there may be a couple of others of us join you in those rooms. So on your agenda, beginning now, it's a little bit after 9, but we're, I think, on schedule as far as what we're going to do. It's a great pleasure for me to do some big thank yous to folks that have made this happen. First of all, we have a subcommittee of Teresa Dorman right here, Associate Dean of the College of Sciences, and Mike Cooney in the back, who does a lot of our logistics, keeps up our website, etc. Eric and Stefan, Eric Nelson and Stefan, who are our recorders. Everything will be video recorded and then up on the website, so any of your faculty can view this at a later point in time. And of course, our chair for this whole activity, Mike Hampton, right here. So there's a lot of people that make this work, and I just want to say a special shout out to the faculty that have participated so far in the curriculum alignment meetings that were held every Friday from about the second week in September through the second week. Phenomenal meetings, lots of work done, and Mike will give you an update on that. But they have really done a great job. This is our first attempt to kind of bring advising into the fold, so this is another whole aspect. And many of you may have seen the paper today in the National Council on the Simulation, and they had a big picture here and everything on how this reach out to high schools. It was held at UCF, a symposium yesterday. And what a great thing for us to make sure we're reaching out to Lake and Sumter County, Brevard County, and of course Osceola County. And I would like to also thank at this time our guests, those of Kathleen Polensky, president at the Valencia College Osceola campus, who provided this facility for us. And I think many of you haven't been here before. This is a beautiful facility. UCF is in building 4, which is their new and largest building. And if you have an opportunity to kind of walk around campus after we get done today, please do so. It's a beautiful campus. At this time, it's a great pleasure for me to introduce our new Vice Provost for the regional campuses, Jeff Jones.
Thank you, Angie, and good morning, everyone. Today, actually, I was thinking about some things on the way over here this morning and thought that today marks the 4th month in my role as Vice Provost, and so I was thinking that's probably like a paperclip anniversary or something like that. And 4 months, you should get something for that, right? But one of the things that allows me to do is approach this activity like I do some others, with a fairly objective view of things yet. In other words, I haven't been part of the party for very long. And so it gives me the opportunity to sort of look in as a quasi-outsider to observe what has taken place at UCF and certainly with our partner state colleges as well, and the local high schools that we work with so closely. And I can tell you that having come from the state of Indiana and having studied, this is my 30th year in higher education, having studied what's going on in the field and across the country, I can tell you that I come to Florida and I am becoming more and more aware of these types of activities. I think that most of us would agree that Florida, sometimes under duress, sometimes voluntarily, has developed a pretty robust means of aligning the educational system. And the credit for that is due to you, the folks in this room, the teachers and scholars and the practitioners that are here today to talk about creating meaningful pathways for our students. We have been talking about curriculum and articulation agreements for decades. And when I first began in some of these activities, that many times was making sure that the course numbers lined up and that the students understood that if you completed these courses, you would be prepared for this next step. I think as scholars, all of you understand that that's not really good enough to ensure student success, that it's really about student learning outcomes. And I know that all of you are working very hard, very diligently to provide that pathway for our students, to ensure that they are successful when they matriculate to the next level. So I applaud you for your efforts. I thank you for being here today on a Friday, devoting your personal time and your professional time to this effort. Because when it's all said and done, and again, I know we all realize this, this is about the success of our students as individuals in today's world and where they're going to be headed next. Thank you very much for being here again this morning, and I look forward to hearing our speakers, as I'm sure you do as well. Thank you.